Good evening. I'm Chanel, Vehicle Title Expert. Thank you so much for tuning in, and thank you in advance for subscribing. So, tonight I will continue with the series Auto Registrations, and tonight I will be talking about examining all parties on your record when it comes to registration stops. Examining all parties on your record when it comes to registration stops. I know you guys are probably raising your eyebrows at that segment, but I will explain and get into that in a moment. But before I do that, I really want to lay a brief foundation on something I know you guys have heard of over the past years, I'm sure, and I want to debunk that myth. And it is just because you are the first owner shown on the title or registration record, it does not mean that you have the most rights to the vehicle. It doesn't mean that you are prioritized. It does not mean that. Okay. So if you are the owner, you have another owner, maybe another owner, etc., all parties on record share in that title and or registration responsibility pertaining to that vehicle. That's just the way it is. Okay, so all parties, it doesn't matter whether you're first on the record or last, all parties share in that responsibility. Also, if you are the only owner on a vehicle and you decide to add an owner later on, the same thing applies. It doesn't matter. Okay, in DMV eyes, all parties share the responsibility. Okay, I just had to lay that before I move forward. With that being said, my advice is when it comes to vehicle stops and there are multiple parties on a registration record, all parties are to be examined, all parties are to be looked at. And I want to say this because you don't want to just stop with the one person when it comes to a stop on your record. All parties need to be looked at in terms to see who is compliant, who is not, who has the issue, who's good, etc. Okay? So every day from dealing with dealers and the title work process, we deal with multiple owners all the time, no big deal when it comes to these vehicles. And there are times when we come across transaction and there are stops on the record, and we advise the dealer of this customer, and the dealer states, "Oh, they're good. There's no stop on the record." The customer talked to DMV, the Commissioner of Revenue, the tax office, etc. There's no stop. But then, if there's another owner on record, we do have to, as a courtesy, advise the dealer to look at this other customer, look at the co-buyer. Okay. And then when the co-buyer goes to DMV or their tax office, come to find out they have unfinished business or delinquent business with the DMV or the tax office, and they have that stop on their record. And then sometimes it can be both parties that have the stops. Okay. So this is why I say all parties need to be examined. Don't just go to the DMV and inquire about yourself. Now, due to the Privacy Act, sometimes DMV cannot really go into the specifics of the other person. Sometimes it just depends. But you want to try to find out as much information as you can. If DMV does give you a clue or hint that it is another person on record, then reach out to that person as soon as possible. Advise them to go to DMV or call the tax office ASAP so that you guys can start, going through that situation at hand. Okay. But it has to be rectified. And if not, you will be sitting because, again, DMV looks at you as, joint owners of the vehicle in question. It doesn't matter if, your record is good, your record is clear, you don't have any issues, but the other person does, you still share that burden. Okay. So DMV would not give you grace with that. They're going to look at the fact that, your name is on that title or your name is on that registration and it's a joint situation that both you guys got to clear up. Someone has to clear it up. Okay. So keep that in mind. I just really wanted, to share that with you guys. Don't just stop at the one person on the record, but go down the line and see what needs to be done and, get it done as soon as possible so that your registration can get taken care of. Okay. And let me just share, I am not trying to discourage anyone from, having another owner on your record. Do what you feel you need to do pertaining to that. That's a personal choice. I just want you guys to be mindful of things that can happen in the event there is a stop on your record and you find that out from DMV. Just be mindful that the other person can put you in a bind. Okay, just be mindful of that. If you have any questions that you want to share pertaining to, your experience, of having another owner on your record, maybe you have, found yourself in a registration stop situation due to this. I want to hear from you. Feel free to drop me a line below or visit me at wisdomandauthority.com. Thank you so much for tuning in. Please check me out on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. Please click, share, and subscribe. I hope to hear from you soon. Thank you.